Hello again. I'm Papa John, because my grandchildren call me Papa John, and this is Grow Your Own with Pace, practical actions for the climate and the environment. And today we're planting the alliums. So there are 4 key alliums that we'd like in the vegetable garden. I did actually plant some in the autumn there, so you can see them just behind me. The furthest are garlic, the second row is shallots, and then there's 2 rows of onions. So that's 3 of the alliums, and the 4th one is leeks. Well, it's not quite time for leeks yet, but more about them later. So there's the remains of our garlic from last year. So we obviously did pretty well last year with garlic. We like garlic, so lots of those. So we're going to plant some garlic cloves first. So we'll just rake the bed level first. There we are. I've put 3 sticks in here. So 1 to mark the garlic, 1 for the shallots, and 1 for the onions. So here are the garlic cloves. You can either buy them from a nursery, or even if you get a garlic clove from the shop, you break it up into the different cloves. You can see that these ones are ready to go. I've got a little green tip on them there, so they're ready to strike. So we simply push them in the ground so they're covered. What about every 6 inches or so, something like that. I'm following the line of the board here, which I've put down, so off we go. So they're going to strike their roots from the bottom there, and they're going to grow from the tip. So then very soon they're going to be like those. So these are spring garlics, whereas those were the autumn garlics. So we can do similar with the shallots. That's a shallot bulb, much bigger than the garlic. Or with onion sets. There's an onion set compared with the garlics that we've just put in. So there's the 3 of them. Right, so with the shallots, again we push them in so they'll be covered, just poking up above the ground. You see the little green tip there? We'd probably space them a little bit further apart as well than the garlic, because they're bigger. And then the onion sets, we do the same. Push them in, firm them in like that. Continue our rows up there, just as I've done behind here. So that would be for garlic, shallots and onions. And so we've got the leeks to do, the 4th of the alliums. Now for the leeks. So we're going to grow the leek from seed. I'll just pour a few seeds out onto my hand there so you can see them, these little black seeds. This is Musselburgh, a very old variety of leeks, which I grow every year actually. I often grow another type as well, but you know, you can choose your varieties. So those are the seeds we're going to work with. So here I've prepared a tray with some of our compost in, peat-free compost of course, mixed with a bit of soil this time as well, so just level that out. And then before I sow the seeds, I'll water that thoroughly. I'll do that now rather than after I've put the seeds in. We'll just let that water run through. So now we're sowing the seeds, so I'll just put them back in my hand there. Well, we might get 50 or 60 young leeks out of this eventually. So let me just sow them, sprinkle them round. I do it in sort of rows, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just twisting my fingers so that the seeds drop out. You can get fancy things just to drop individual seeds out, but that's up to you really. There we go, all the way across. So I'm, as I say, planning to get maybe 50 or 60 young leeks out of this tray. I've got quite a deep tray here, look. It's important that there's plenty of soil beneath. Don't choose a shallow tray. So now I'm going to cover those seeds up, probably about 1/4 inch. What is that in centimetres? 1/2 centimetre maybe, something like that. Cover them over. Any lumps like that, I'll just drop those out so that the seeds won't have any obstructions when they come through. So I don't want to go right up to the top of the tray, because if I water it, I don't want everything to run off the top. So I'm just going within a short distance of the top of the tray there. Right, there we go. Just firm that down. And then I'll water those in. The bottom's already wet, isn't it? So it's just the top I'm watering there. So that's it, and they should be germinating, well, this time of year. They're getting a wriggle on, so it'll be maybe 10 days or something like that, and they'll come through. So these are some leeks we sowed about 3 weeks ago. They've been in the greenhouse there because it's been cold, but the ones we've just sown now, then they won't need to be in the greenhouse. You ought to cover them with something, maybe a bit of wire or something, just so that the birds don't disturb them. But anyway, they'll come up like that. We'll leave them in there. They'll be growing in there for about 6 to 8 weeks, something like that, and they come out as what's called pencil leeks, so they'll be like the size of a pencil, something like that, and then we'll transplant those into the main garden. Right, I'll just water those in. Good water. So that's our 4 alliums planted.